Hi guys, hope you all are excited for the session.
I will be talking about.
I can't see the excitement. So how's the Josh? How's the Josh? Good to go. So the session that will start, the topic is AI powered QA, revolutionizing how the test automation, and the session will be given by Ankit. He'll share you how the AI powered the software testing. So if you guys any questions regarding the same, you can ask by just raise your hands. So grab it like listening and exploring the same. So I request Ankit to take step and continue.
हेलो गाइस, अभी लंच करा है? हाँ, सो आज हम जिस टॉपिक पे बात करेंगे वो है AI. Most of you here are very familiar with AI and QA. We are working in a QA firm at least. So first of all, the topics that we are going to discuss are first of all the introduction to AI, and then introduction to AI in QA. Then the traditional QA challenges, that how QA developed. Initially QA was not a thing, it was just we have to deliver a software product. And then the role of AI in test automation. And after this we'll discuss various tools and frameworks, the benefits, what are the challenges and problems that we are going to face, and the case studies, how it has been beneficial to many organizations and how we can use it, and the future of AI in QA, and then in the last we'll have a QA session. Okay, so first we'll start with introduction to AI. So all of you here know about AI?
Yes.
So AI is a new technology or it has occurred from past times? Okay, so how old do you think it is? 2000? 1990s?
Mid 90s.
Yes, it has occurred around 1950s. During the World War II times, the AI term was coined. You guys know about Alan Turing? Alan Turing. So Shivam, please, if you can introduce us. Yeah, correct. So what he did was, he was a mathematician and he gave us various new terms related to the AI. So first of all, we'll start with what is AI basically means. What does AI means? Artificial intelligence. But what is intelligence after all? What is intelligence? So if a machine is able to think and process according to a human brain, so it is considered intelligent. And what is the difference and the sole difference that we see in computing and a human brain? A computer work on a given data set that is supposed to be accurate, and it gives us the accurate data as an answer or prediction. Okay, so but what a human brain can does, it doesn't the calculations or the predictions on a uncertain data that is noisy, and it can also give us a noisy data as a prediction. Can our computer do it? No, it cannot. So that is the difference between hard computing and soft computing that we see. That is, we can work on various anomalies that we see in the real world and process them and get a real answer according to the real world. So that is the first challenge that we face. So then comes the AI into the picture of QA. Okay, so AI looks to be a big term right now, and it is, but it is doable and it could be used for our benefit also. So how QA has developed? Initially, the software development market was like, we just have to develop our software, and if the software is developed accurately, then it will work, and if it is not, it is let's say सीन इन द लेटर स्टेजेस ऑफ डेवलपमेंट कि हाँ हमने बना लिया है, अगर ये चल रहा है तो चल रहा है, अगर नहीं चल रहा तो ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा दिक्कत दे सकता है आने वाले मॉड्यूल्स के अंदर। तो इसके बाद हम QA के अंदर आते हैं, जहाँ हम मैनुअली हर चीज़ को टेस्ट करके देखते हैं कि क्या हमने जो मॉड्यूल बनाया है उसकी वजह से दूसरे मॉड्यूल्स पे इफ़ेक्ट आ रहा है, क्या हमने जो मॉड्यूल बनाया है वो सही काम कर रहा है, और इस तरीके से QA इंडस्ट्री ग्रो करी। अब AI की बारी। हमने मैनुअल के बाद ऑटोमेशन भी देखी थी, जिससे हम अपना काम कम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मशीन को ट्रांसफ़र कर सकें, पर ऑटोमेशन में भी हमें कई दिक्कतें आती हैं। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, while doing automation, sometime our tests just fail. It is not because of an application issue, it is just an automation issue. For example, our locator just shifted to one element or one index, or the locator has changed, or the UI has changed. So because of that automation issue, we get a failure in our test, and it could stop our or halt our release, I would say. Okay. So for that we'll discuss various techniques that we can follow, so that we can build a less resource consuming automation and QA, and we can make it more friendly, and we can reduce the or narrow the gap between a developer and a tester, I would say, and the various power techniques and framework, and the benefits and ROI that we can get because of the artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, what is AI? We have discussed it. Evolution of QA practices. So initially no QA, then manual, then automation, then this is the stage where QA and AI will merge and build a better products. So our main aim is to build a product that is top notch. For example, if we are building a product that has many bugs, although it is very functional, very useful, but अगर यूज़र को आज के समय में उसमें कोई दिक्कत दिखती है कि तो वो दूसरे प्रोडक्ट पे इंस्टेंटली शिफ्ट हो जाएगा, एंड आई कैन गारंटी यू दैट यूज़र विल नेवर कम बैक, बिकॉज क्योंकि वहाँ पर बग्स हैं. सो हमें ऐसा प्रोडक्ट डिलीवर करना है जो कि टॉप नॉच हो बिना बग्स के. ऑल्दो कम्प्लीटली बग फ्री एप्लीकेशन एक भी नहीं मिलेगी कभी, पर हम इनको मिनिमाइज़ करने की कोशिश करते हैं हमेशा. ओके, शिफ्टिंग फ्रॉम मैनुअल टू इंटेलिजेंस ऑटोमेशन. ओके, so for intelligent automation, what we do different from the automation is we try to make our script more stable. For example, as we discussed the locators, so can we build a locator that is more compatible in every situation, every environment, let's say development, staging and production, everything. So yes, we can. How can we do it? Does anyone here have any idea? Okay, so first of all let's say how a locator is built. In the DOM model हमारे पास कोई एक लोकेटर होता है. वो लोकेटर किसी एक स्पेसिफिक एलिमेंट को ट्रिगर करता है. जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से हम इनर टेक्स्ट देख रहे हैं उसका कि वो इनर टेक्स्ट वो है, या फिर उसकी पोजीशनिंग देखते हैं, या फिर उसकी क्लास या उसका आईडी या उसका रोल. अगर हम इनकी जगह उन सबको कंबाइन कर सकें, फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हमारे किसी एक एप्लीकेशन के अंदर हमारी जो क्लास है वो डायनामिकली चेंज हो रही है तो हमारा लोकेटर फेल होगा. बट उसके अलावा अगर हम उसके रोल को, उसके आईडी को और उसके साथ साथ उसके जो नियर बाय एलिमेंट्स हैं उनको भी देखते हैं. जैसे कि अगर हमारे पास एक नैव बार है, अगर वो नैव बार शिफ्ट होती है बट पूरी नैव बार शिफ्ट होने के बाद भी उसके जो नेबरहुड एलिमेंट्स होते हैं ऑलमोस्ट हर एप्लीकेशन में, हर रिलीज़ में वो सेम ही होते हैं. सो अगर हम उनको भी कंसिडर करें, हम एक बेटर मोर स्टेबल लोकेटर बना सकते हैं, जनरेट कर सकते हैं, जिससे कि हमारी स्क्रिप्ट बिना एप्लीकेशन के फेलियर के मोर स्टेबल हो सकती है. ओके, एंड आफ्टर दिस ट्रेडिशनल QA चैलेंजेस. Okay, so we all are here working in QA. What are the challenges that we see in our day-to-day work culture? या फ्लेकी टेस्ट केस इज़ अ गुड एग्जांपल कि कभी कोई हमारा टेस्ट जो है वो पास होता है, कभी हमारा टेस्ट फेल होता है, बट हमें कई बार तो इसका रीज़न नहीं समझ आता. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर आप लॉग इन करते हो एंड एवरी एप्लीकेशन इन द डेवलपमेंट फेज has this issue that initially the login is not that much stable. Some APIs are not that stable. So if the test or the automation script is failing because of that reason, that could be resolved because of some network issue, I would say, or anything else on our end. So it could be solved with the retries, and we can set the retries smartly according to the AI model. And the high maintenance of the test script, we have built a test, it is running on every environment, then a release come, and after the release everything is failing, everything is red, and it is a panic situation because we have to create it again and again and again. So for the maintenance, it is also a cost consuming and resource consuming task. So if we are using a much more predictive model, that is, we can tell if this issue will arise if we are using this technique before even using it. So it could help us in longer run, it could save our cost, and in the later run be beneficial to our time and our pockets. And time consuming regression testing, many of you have done manually. So doing the regression testing manually consume a lot of time and resources, and it is a headache kind of task, because everything is building new, and with every new feature built, we have to test the each and every module. Okay. So for the regression, we can do the automation has helped us a lot in the regression testing, but one of the major flaw of the automation is that we go from point A to point B to point C. But what if there is another point that is not covered in the script, and that may cause the error, and we might never know. So with the help of the AI techniques, we can cover each and every and increase the coverage basically. You might have heard of the random forest techniques. Okay. So random forest techniques are basically, for example, there is a graph. In graph there are one node, let's say for the login, and after we have logged in successfully, there are various, let's say 10 modules, and each and every one of them have let's say n number of sub modules in them. So it will create a random tree for that, that each and every phase, each and every element is covered, and if we have issue in that, that could be covered. So it will increase our coverage overall over the test and the script. And limited test coverage, as we discussed here. Okay. So the role of AI in test automation, we have used the test automation. The first thing that we see is self-healing test. For example, if the complete UI is changed, but the locators are only dependent on the earlier UI that was present, so our test script could heal itself based on the, let's say, n number of things that were present initially, and it will score whether this locator is closely related to which one of the element, because it is rare that we remove any feature in the application, and or if we are even removing it, so the neighborhoods and the let's say role and overall functionality remains to be the same in the longer run. Intelligent test case generation. So everyone have created the test cases here using the Excel sheets. Okay, some of you might have not because they are smart and they are using the intelligent test creation. Because for the, have you heard of the NLP? Yeah. So what it does is, it could understand that what are the requirements that we are giving in natural language that we use in day-to-day life, and it can understand our requirement and convert it into a more technical terms that a machine could understand. So, for example, we have to create some test cases, and like we discussed in the automation part, uh, for example, we have to create the test cases for a new or in a developing application. So, for that we will cover a module, then we will move to the next module and so on. So, there are various things that could be misplaced or we could forget, and so the coverage could be less, and for the machine it is just a program and it could work more efficiently than us, and it could create a hideous task. For example, does anybody here like creating the test cases on their own? Nobody does, because it is just like we have to go there, do this, and again in the next steps do the same with another step. It is just a copy paste like of thing, and it is quite boring task, I would say. So, we can skip the part of the boredom to the machine, because machine never gets bored. And predictive defect analysis. Okay, so what does prediction means? What does prediction means? Exactly. Yeah. How beautiful the world would be if you had a power to predict the future. Although it is not true, and it could not happen, I guess so, in the current decade. And if we can analyze the defect that are going to occur in an application only because of the code that we have. For example, a module is generated, it is working fine. Then we are creating 5 different submodules. All the 5 modules are there that have the dependency on the first module, but because the interlinking between them having some flaw or anything that we have not overseen during the building process. So, because of that, now we have about 6 modules that we have to fix, and what would be easier, to fix one module or to fix 6 modules? One module basically. So, why is it would be very beneficial to us as a developer firm or a tester firm that we could predict the values initially, and it will save our cost also. Okay. After that, we have NLP techniques for test scripts, that we just give it in the layman language and it would be able to understand it and give us the script on the basis of the requirement that we are giving. And machine learning for the defect prediction. Defect prediction are basically it means that we are able to analyze and predict that whether any defect would be there, and because we are able to predict the defect in the early stages, so we'd save a lot of cost to the developer firm and for the tester firm also. It will help us to move from the reactive testing to proactive testing. Does anybody know what is reactive and proactive testing? Anyone? Exactly.
Releasing or not releasing, but before actually making your mind that this code is working perfectly fine. Yeah, proactive testing means that to make sure we are testing before we push the code into our any environment.
Okay.
At the
So
time
that
when
is
developer
basically
is actually
grabbing the issue from its neck before it even occurs.
In the prior phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is a quite good answer. That is, in the reactive testing, what we do is we wait for the issue to occur. Then we are going to report it, and that it is going to be solved. Then the ticket would be resolved, and it is a time-consuming process. So do we have an extra time? We have, everyone here has 24 hours, and do we want to waste it on that, or we just want to build an application? We want to build an application there. So it is very beneficial for us to do the proactive testing, and after this we can use the computer vision. What does computer vision means? Does anybody know? So computer vision is basically a computer able to analyze the images or the visual it is given, just like a computer with an eyes. So computer vision. For the UI testing, what we do is we see that are there any element overlapping any other element, and are the colors accurate, and other aspect we see in the UI. So that could be done using the computer vision, and there are various tools also present. For example, you might have heard of test IM and applib test. Are the various tools that we use for the UI testing, and after that the reinforcement learning for test optimization. So all of you have graduated from computer field, so you might know about reinforcement learning. So what is reinforcement learning basically? Yeah, reward based. So thank you, Aish. That's a great answer. Reward based testing, that for example you might have had a puppy or a small baby in your house. So how do we train them? So for every good answer we give them a treat, for every bad deed they have done we try to punish them or scare them. So same happens in the reinforcement testing here. We are going to train a model that if it is able to let's say do the testing on its own or not. If it is able to predict the values and predict the issues that are going to arise, then we are going to reward it. But if it is giving us some flaws that are not basically an issue in the application, so we are going to decrease its score, and on the basis of score it will be the label of the machine learning model. So next there would be tools and framework. Test IM, applet tools that are used for the UI, and functionalize is used for the functional testing. Yes, Sukhvinder.
You mentioned in the previous slide about reinforcement learning of testing. So who actually gives the score? The AI gives the score to our work, or we give the score to AI testing?
Initially in the AI testing is in initial phases now. So we can give the scores manually, that for each correct step it follow, it will give like +5 points, and for every negative answer it will let's say will deduct 3 points from it. So we can initially do it manually, but the AI agents are capable of doing all these things on its own. So in the further run, if we train our model that good, so AI could do that on its own.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so these are the benefits. You all know about this, that faster release cycle, reducing the maintenance cost, and higher accuracy. A machine is definitely more accurate than human. Increased coverage, and as we discussed, the coverage would be higher, and better user experience. A better product would be delivered, hence a better user experience, not only to the user or the developer, but also to the tester. Okay, so real world example of AI powered QA. For the success metric, we can discuss like in the reinforced learning, we have given a score on the basis of the locator also, and on the basis of right and wrong prediction. So that could be used as a success metric. And lesson learned, that is basically the reinforced learning, that we have to learn our lesson from the past experience. And with the upcoming models that we have already going to use the data that we have seen in the past models, and we are going to use it in the next model. So with the experience, our model will get smarter and smarter. So there are two sides to every coin. So similar to that, there are positive and negative and some pros and cons to it also. So for the challenges and limitations, the data quality issue. What we feed is what we become. So the amount of data and the quality of data that we are going to give to our model is going to be the accuracy level of the prediction of the our QA model, I would say. Initial setup cost. Initially gathering the data for that is going to be high, and after the skill gap for the AI, the QA is in initial form right now, and there is a large and huge burden that we have to go, and huge workforce that we have to train, and that is going to be cost expensive. And interpretability of the AI models. So can we be able to interpret it, and will it be beneficial to us or not? And the future is basically the sky is the limit. Autonomous testing system, AI-driven DevOps integration, continuous learning QA bots, and hyper automation in testing. The QA bots that are going to be a QA assistant to us. So are there any questions?
वैसे होगा क्या हो सकता है?
ओके, सो शायद आप सभी को क्वेश्चन सुनाई ना दिया हो. सो द क्वेश्चन इज़ कि हम जो सेल्फ हीलिंग लोकेटर जो होंगे उनको हम किस तरीके से बना पाएंगे और किस तरीके से उनको यूज़ कर पाएंगे. आप सभी ने सिलेनियम यूज़ करा ही होगा शायद. हाँ, सो उसकी ही एक टूल और लाइब्रेरी है हीलेनियम नाम से, हील एनियम. सो उसके अंदर क्या होता है, हम लोकेटर जैसे बनाते हैं, उसके अंदर लोकेटर के अंदर ही हम बाकी चीज़ें भी साथ में दे सकते हैं उसके. एंड द स्कोरिंग इज़ गिवन. फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैव गिवन अ लोकेटर on the ID. IDs are mostly unique for every application that we see. So initially the ID would be given the maximum score, then for the class, and then for the neighboring members and so on. So based on that वो लोकेटर लेगा. अगर उसे हाईएस्ट स्कोर का लोकेटर मिलता है तो वो उस पे जाएगा, अगर वो नहीं मिलता तो वो नेक्स्ट पे शिफ्ट होता जाएगा AI के स्कोर के गिवन के हिसाब से.
आपने सेल्फ हीलिंग का बताया अभी प्रोसेस, और उसमें जो वो एआई जो है वो हमारे कोड में क्या चेंजेस ला सकता है, उसको हम एआई को हम अपने कोड का एक्सेस देंगे या नहीं देंगे?
एआई को आप अपनी एप्लीकेशन का एक्सेस दोगे. फॉर एग्जांपल आपने प्लेराइट के अंदर कोड जेन यूज़ किया है होगा कभी कभी, तो उसमें क्या होता है, जो स्टेप्स हम फॉलो करते हैं उसका अपने आप से वो कोड जनरेट कर देता है. ठीक है, बट अगर हम लेट से एक एप्लीकेशन यूज़ कर रहे हैं, उसके अंदर एक ऐसा पॉपअप है जो यूजुअली नहीं आता बट कभी कभी आता है, तो उसकी वजह से हमारा टेस्ट फेल होता है. तो उसके अंदर एआई क्या करेगा, इज़ दिस थिंग नेसेसरी. और कई पॉपअप्स ऐसे होते हैं जिनके अंदर येस या नो ऑप्शन ही नहीं होता, सिर्फ उनको क्लोज करके ही आगे बढ़ा जा सकता है. सो एआई वुड सी दैट एंड क्लोज द पॉपअप एंड मूव द स्क्रिप्ट, मूव द टेस्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्क्रिप्ट रिटन, एंड वी कैन ऑल्सो मेक द चेंजेस अकॉर्डिंगली.
Yeah, so to use AI in our framework or application, we must provide the details of our application and data to the AI. So isn't there any risk of data breach? Like
Okay.
for application that banking sector have, they are, more, uh, they like to keep their data more and more secure from the data breach.
Okay. So the question is the data security a concern with the AI? And a general answer to it is that अगर हम अपना डेटा किसी थर्ड पार्टी एप्लीकेशन को दें तो डेफिनेटली डेटा ब्रीच के चांसेस कई गुना एक्सपोनेंशियली बढ़ सकते हैं। बट अगर हम एक टेस्टर और डेवलपर में फ़र्क ना करते हुए अगर हम QA के लिए अपने मॉडल्स खुद ही ट्रेन कर पाएँ तो ये डेटा ब्रीच का स्कोप काफ़ी हद तक मिनिमाइज़ हो सकता है। फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल अगर हमारा डेटा हमारे ही अपने ही प्रीमाइस में है, ऑन प्रेम में ही है, तो डेटा लॉस्ट के चांसेस काफ़ी गुना कम हो सकते हैं। सो थैंक यू, दैट्स इट बाय मी।
हाँ, तो जैसे आपने बोला था कि ML मतलब मॉडल होते हैं यही वो एक्यूरेट आंसर कर सकते हैं ह्यूमन के जैसे, तो क्या ये प्रूव हो सकता है कि एक्चुअली जो अगर हम जैसे ML को ट्रेन करते हैं चाहे जो AI का बेस होता है अगर उसका 100% एक्यूरेसी जाती है तो डेवलपर ये सोचता है क्योंकि उसकी पूरी मेहनत बर्बाद होगी, क्योंकि अगर 100% कोई ML प्रेडिक्ट कर रहा है तो उसको एक तरह से जीरो ही माना जाता है।
हाँ जी।
तो उतना एक्यूरेट जा सकते हैं।
Okay, so that's a good answer. Good question, I would say. The basic difference between hard computing and soft computing, जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया कि एक तो the data input that we are seeing in the hard computing needs to be accurate for the accurate answer. But for soft computing, the data that we see can be noisy and data bias भी हो सकता है according to the data that we are feeding to the model. एंड अगर वैसा होता है तो काफ़ी बार हमें ओवर फिटिंग की सिचुएशन देखने को मिलती है जिसमें 100% एक्यूरेसी मिलती है हमें। बट ओवर फिटिंग एक नाइटमेयर है अगर आपने लेट्स से 2 दिनों तक मॉडल ट्रेन किया है ओवर अ डेटा एंड इट इज़ गिविंग 100% एक्यूरेसी। सो 100% एक्यूरेसी अगर रीच हो रही है तो हमारा मॉडल गलत है एंड हमें काफ़ी अनबायस्ड डेटा पे उसको ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा। And that then comes another thing that is a challenge for the AI in the QA, that is the model reliable or not? और metrics की बात करी जाए तो उसके लिए हम accuracy यूज़ कर सकते हैं और reinforcement का स्कोर देख सकते हैं।
मेरा क्वेश्चन वो एक्यूरेसी को ही लेके है। जैसे कि आपने कहा मशीन AI जो है वो मोर एक्यूरेट रहता है देन ह्यूमन। सो एट देयर विल बी अ पॉइंट व्हेन वी completely or more reliable on AI results. So how can an individual ensure that machine giving 100% accuracy?
Okay, so first of all एक मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल इन करंट स्टेट 100% एक्यूरेसी नहीं दे सकती। और सेकेंड ऑफ ऑल ऐसा नहीं होगा कभी भी कि एक मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल एक टेस्टर को रिप्लेस कर सके। बट एक टेस्टर जो एक मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल जानता है वो दूसरे टेस्टर जो नहीं जानता उसको रिप्लेस करेगा। दैट्स द क्रक्स ऑफ द टुडेज प्रेजेंटेशन। Any other question? Okay.